This video is showing you how to press your mineral eyeshadows so you can put them into palettes. First thing you're going to need is some kind of a mixing medium. This one is from Beauty from the Earth. This is going to help the eyeshadow to bind together and stay in the pressed format. The next thing you're going to need is an alcohol. This is 92% alcohol that I got at the pharmacy. This is just in a bottle that I repurposed so that I could drop it into and make it a little easier to work with. The next thing you're going to need is an eyeshadow pan to press the eyeshadow into. And you're going to need eyeshadow, of course, to actually press. And then you're going to need a palette to put your final pressed eyeshadow in. Beauty from the Earth actually sells a kit that comes with the palette, the little pans, the pressing medium, and a mixing jar on their website, and I'll have a link to that in the sidebar. The next thing you're going to need is a small measuring spoon so that you can scoop the eyeshadow into the pan, and a little bobby pin or something to stir the eyeshadow up with. It doesn't have to be anything specific, I'm just using a bobby pin. The next thing you're going to need is an old dish towel that you don't mind that if it gets stained. This is something that we're going to put over our work surface so that the eyeshadow doesn't go all over our desk, and it just makes cleanup a lot easier. And you can just keep working on the whole dish towel and then just pick the whole thing up to clean it up. Nice and easy cleanup. The next thing we're going to use is a textured piece of cloth. It doesn't have to be anything specific. This is just another old dish towel that I have. You could use denim or t-shirt material. This is the thing that you're going to use when you actually press the eyeshadow, so this is going to create a pattern on the top of the eyeshadow. Okay, so here we have our pan, and I'm going to use the alcohol to sanitize the pan. Just put some in the pan and then just rub it clean with a clean corner. We're also going to sanitize our measuring spoon and the thing we're going to be stirring our eyeshadow with, and in between eyeshadows we're going to keep cleaning these. So you need to shake up your mixing medium, and I start by putting a little bit in the pan so that the bottom of the pan is wet. Next you're going to take the eyeshadow that is in the top part of the sifter, and you're going to kind of get it out and put it into the pan as I just showed. The next thing you need to do is now open the eyeshadow. The sifter top there is kind of preventing you from getting all the rest of the eyeshadow out. So I'm using a butter knife to kind of jimmy it open. I've tried using my nails for this in the past and it does not work well, so just try to get it out with a butter knife or something like that, something that's not sharp. Now we're going to use our little measuring spoon to scoop some eyeshadow out into the pan. I like using this little small one that I got from Linens and Things just because it's smaller. And this is just, now the measurements is a little bit up to, what's going to work for you. I just kind of eyeball it. I use just keep adding more eyeshadow and more mixing medium until it comes to a consistency that looks right to me. I also added in a little bit of alcohol. Just for me, that's what works. Some people might only need the mixing medium, but I like to use the mixing medium and the alcohol. Alcohol alone won't work for mineral eyeshadows because they need something to bind them. So remember to continue to shake up your mixing medium throughout the process, otherwise it'll start to kind of separate and your eyeshadow won't turn out right. It'll never quite dry. So just keep mixing it and keep working with it until you come up with a consistency that works for you. And you can see I'm using the hairpin to mix all of the eyeshadow in with the liquid and make sure it's all consistent and smooth. So I'm going to fast forward this part because it's basically just more of the same. You'll still be able to see it, but it'll just be a lot quicker. Okay, so once you have it all mixed in, put it on the table so it's on a flat surface, and kind of pick it up at just an inch maybe off the table to kind of get it all to distribute evenly throughout the pan. Now I'm wiping off the edges of the pan so there isn't a bunch of eyeshadow on the outside of the pan. There is a lot on my fingers though, so I'm going to go wash my hands. I generally let it sit for about 2 hours. For me, this is what works. Some people wait overnight, some people actually press it after about a half an hour, but I generally need about 2 hours to overnight, just depending. And now it's time to press the eyeshadow. So we're going to place our cloth over our eyeshadow and then take a United States quarter and put it over the pan, and then I just gently press it with my fingers to start, and I'll kind of get a feel of whether or not it's actually ready, and then I'll press it down with my thumb. I don't press too hard because you're not trying to force all the eyeshadow to come out of it, but you want to get all the excess moisture out. And there you go. The eyeshadow is pressed and it has a nice little pattern on it. I want to show you the other side of the cloth. There isn't a bunch of eyeshadow on it, and that's how you know you did it right. When you end up having eyeshadow that gets all over the place, or the cloth is really stained badly with the color, then you know you didn't wait enough time to press the eyeshadow. That's why I generally wait 2 hours to overnight. And so now the eyeshadow is pressed, we need to put a label on it. You see that on the back of this label, I just wrote Blueberry Beauty from the Earth. And then I just stuck it on the back of the pan. And I'm going to pop it in the palette. Here's some other eyeshadows that I've done, and you can see it's pretty wiggle proof. It's not fail proof. I wouldn't trust this to be dropped. You can also put magnets both in the palette and on the back of the eyeshadow to help it stick better. I just haven't gotten around to doing that yet. So I hope you guys enjoyed this pressing video and found it useful. Thanks for watching. Bye!